So welcome everybody, nice to see you all. I'm glad you're all safe. And okay, so did we just lose someone? Coral, no, you're there. There you are, right in front of me. Right in the center screen. Okay, so let's just settle into our meditation posture. So as I keep reminding everyone, if you are sitting on a stool or a chair and your feet are down, try and have them in a parallel position, about your hips width apart, and the knees the same, not splayed out, just kind of parallel. And you'd be sitting on something quite firm. And if your hips are tight, you can put a couple of cushions underneath each knee. That helps to relieve some of that. And also if you raise the height of your cushion, that helps to relieve some of the tightness. So let's just, first of all, put your hands in the meditation mudra, right hand nestled in the left with the thumbs touching. And then just imagine our spine is a string of pearls of light, stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head. Just imagine someone is lengthening your spine. As the crown of your head is heading towards the sky. And your head is slightly tipped forward, the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose, tip of the tongue is on the roof of the mouth, and relax the jaw. Let's just bring our awareness to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the back of the eye sockets, the nose, the cheeks, that area around your mouth. And just bring your attention to the back of your head. Relax the scalp there, particularly the occipital bone at the base of the skull. Try and imagine you're relaxing that area, and relax the ears, the temples, the jaw. Just keep bringing the mind back to the breath. Now bring your attention to the back of the neck and just relax. Just release any tension there, your shoulders, in between your shoulder blades, the throat, the chest, the belly, limbs, hands, fingers, the feet and toes. And then just bring the mind to the breath. And noticing the sensation of the air as you're breathing in, breathing out. The air you're breathing in is slightly cooler than the air you're exhaling. And if there are any sounds in your environment, your external environment, just allow those sounds to be there. And just notice what attracts your mind. Welcome Lorraine and Victor and Manuel. And then allow the sounds just to kind of dissolve into the background as you refocus your mind on your breath. And just allow the sounds, try not to engage with them. And then you'll notice your mind is made up of millions of mental moments. They all seem to merge into one. These thoughts we have running so fast through our mind. Try not to engage with them. Just allow them to arise, to abide, and to fall, bringing the mind back to the breath. And let's bring to mind all the people of our life. And we can think of our loved ones, our family, friends, children, our besties, those people who support us, our colleagues at work. And then think of those people who we would probably reject. Maybe they've harmed you. And then there's those strangers, that person that you noticed today out of the corner of your eye as you were driving down the freeway. Maybe you saw a glimpse of them as they flashed past, and they're just briefly moving through our life. They're inconsequential to us. We don't think about them again. Our minds are so busy, they just kind of, we see them, we notice them for a second, and then they just disappear from the mind. But they have lives and worries and friends and enemies and children and money problems and sicknesses. So just think that perhaps all these people of our life do deserve our equal concern, because they all want to be happy and they don't want to suffer. And they all have this unbelievable capacity for this enlightened mind. So just think tonight we'll do this Vajrasattva practice for the benefit of all these people of our life, and for all sentient beings. And then for those of you particularly are being affected by fires, you can think of those people that you know who are somehow involved. And think of all the animals that will be affected. So just remember, there's no negativity that cannot be purified, and this purification process is basically a psychological one. So we create negativity with our mind, so we can change it by creating positivity with our mind. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret, the reason we are regretting, is based on this logic of karma. So everything we experience is due to our past actions, our past karma. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. And so we understand about suffering, we don't like it, we want it to stop. So the most sensible, logical thing to do is to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And we're not needing the Buddha to forgive us, we're purifying ourselves by relying upon his methods, his medicine. I'm talking about his healing methods. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head, and you can imagine this is your teacher, your Lama, your trusted mentor, however you view this person who's leading you along your spiritual path. Just imagine this is the mind of that person, whether it's male or female, manifesting in this particular Vajrasattva youthful male form for your benefit. He's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And although born out of mud, this lotus is untainted by that mud. It's just like our enlightened potential, born out of our delusions, but untainted by them. He has this radiant, beautiful face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you, all the people of your life, all sentient beings. He's just accepting you exactly as you are, meeting you where you're at, however it is you're showing up this evening. This is fine for him. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion, and their being crossed represents a union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. So the beings who we have harmed and who have harmed us. So just bring to mind one person who you may have harmed or upset or offended, and just develop a sense of compassion for them, kindness in your heart for them. And then think of somebody who's harmed you and develop compassion for them, because the harm they've caused you will be manifesting as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these sentient beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So the power of the remedy, and this is the doing of the actual practice, the practice of purification, recitation of the mantra and visualization. So first is the purification of the body. And Guru Vajrasattva, imagine, very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose very forcefully from his heart. And sometimes I imagine Niagara Falls, it's that powerful. And it's pouring into you as it enters your crown, filling your body completely, and it keeps pouring into you and forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you've ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Excuse me. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Excuse me. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mimpi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything other than benefit others now with your body. So the next is a purification of the speech. And imagine now Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar again. Again, you can imagine, if you wish, Niagara Falls pouring into you from his heart chakra. And it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just as LAMA YESHE says, when you turn on the tap in the sink and fill a dirty glass, all the junk in the glass comes to the top of the glass and just overflows. So that's the kind of image LAMA YESHE was using. And then Lama Zopa Rinpoche always talks about it being the force of a hat being blown off the top of the head. So as you're imagining this kind of nectar pouring into you and forcing out of the top parts of your body all the negativity of your speech, just imagine the different parts of your speech, the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking badly about others behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you. All of this is pouring out of the top of the head as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mempe yatsa sawa kama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified, and imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So just imagine anybody hearing your voice, it's a benefit to them. How incredible would that be? Amazing. So next is a purification of the mind. And Guru Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So it's just the same. I know I use the same analogy night after night, but it's the same as when you walk into a room, a dark room, you switch on a light, and the light in that room instantly dispels the darkness. The light you switch on. It's the same here. As soon as the light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your depression and anxiety and bitterness and grudges and jealousy, wishing to harm, all of this instantly dispelled with this light. As we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified, gone. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So the next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of the body, speech and mind. So just imagine, you can, if you wish, recite a couple of mantras each for the visualization of the body and of the speech and of the mind that we've just done. Or if that's just too busy for you, you can visualize, just imagine light and nectar pouring into you from Vajrasattva's heart and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta Mebawa Sawasidi Mempiyatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramame Matsa Vajrabawa Maha Samaya Sattva A Hum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dina Patita Dida Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Supokaya Mebawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawata gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawata gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dita me bawa sutokaya me bawa supokaya me bawa Anarakta me bawa sawa siddhi me piyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa gata vajrama me mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva ahom pe. So feel completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to omniscience have been removed. So next is the power of resolve, and it's the fourth step in the purification process. And this is really a very crucial step. This decision we make to refrain from harming. So, whether you've been doing this for a week or 2 weeks or 12 months, just rejoice in your efforts. It's incredible that you come here night after night doing this practice for half an hour. It's amazing because we're doing it really thoroughly. So it's incredible that you're sticking to it. So I would really rejoice in that. And then notice what progress you're making, whether it's with your speech, whether it's your body, whether it's your mind. And give yourself a pat on the back when you make some breakthroughs. And then don't get too depressed when you go backwards in a couple of steps. It's okay. It changes again. So just think of something that you want to work on tonight between now and tomorrow. And whether you refrain from that thing for 5 seconds or 30 seconds or overnight while you're sleeping. Just make a decision. So this aspiration, this determination to not do again, gives us the strength to change. So imagine now Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with your mind, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech and mind, and my own body, speech and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE used to call this union oneness. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the 3 circles. So we say, how they say, is, in emptiness there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. So we think of all phenomena as being empty, they do not exist from their own side. We can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to us may not necessarily be the way they exist. So it just breaks down our concrete view of the world, our fixed ideas about things. So let's just dedicate all the merit, the positive energy you've created this evening, doing this purification practice, to all living beings, thinking, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So long life prayers for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, You who uphold the Jew's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers, honouring the three jewels, savour of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. And for Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please, please live long. And for Geshe Cherub, beloved teacher, leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path, you are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. So there we are, again, gone like a dream.